everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Ash and we are about to start another weekly reading vlog. So in this reading vlog I have 3, maybe 4 things planned to read this week. The first of those is Hat Atelier Volume 5. I have been really enjoying my experience reading through the Hat Atelier manga, so I would really like to get into Volume 5 this week. And then another book that I'm still reading is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I am on page 89, chapter 11, and so far this book is following our main character Spensa, and when she is a kid, she and her father, who is a pilot for this planet, go up to the surface, and basically humanity is living underground on this planet because there are these aliens, the Krell, who live above the atmosphere, and they will come down and bomb humanity. And so Spence's father is part of the fighter pilots who will attack these Krell and try to defend the humans. And so when Spence is a kid, she sees her dad go into one of his ships, and him and his crew go up into the sky, and then he diverts and gets shot down from his crew and is labeled a coward because he left the ranks, basically. And so now Spensa, it's like 9 or so years later, she's like 17 years old, and she really wants to be a pilot, and she goes to take the test, but they give her a test that is about a bunch of other different types of careers, and so she winds up failing. But then she stays behind and takes a blank test that is actually about being a pilot, and her father's wingmate comes and sees that she has almost a perfect score on her test, and so he is like, I will take you into my class, I'll take care of the boss, don't worry about it, just show up at this time at my class and I will train you to be a pilot. And that's kind of how the story kicks off, and yeah, that's pretty much all I've gotten to so far, but I'm really hoping that I can either finish this week or at least make a decent dent in it. And then the book that I'm listening to on audio is Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson, and I am currently on page 586, so I have made a pretty decent dent. I'm almost halfway, so I would really love to be able to listen to about 200 more pages of this week. And I can't really tell you guys anything that one is about because it is the 5th book in a series, and it's an epic fantasy series. But if you enjoy epic fantasy and you have not yet read any Brandon Sanderson, I highly recommend it. And then the other book that I'm reading on my Kindle, but I do also have the physical copy, and that is Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This is the second or like companion book to Phantasma, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about this one. It is about, because I don't think it's any spoilers for Phantasma because they're more of companion books instead of like a direct sequel. So this book follows Genevieve, who's Ophelia's sister, and Ophelia is the one we follow in Phantasma, and Genevieve is in Rome, and as she is going around seeing the sights and just like exploring the city, a bunch of ravens or crows, I can't remember if they're ravens or crows. It's a crow, they're crows. So these crows are following her around, and they are yelling at her and are swarming her and all of this stuff, and she knows that it is from a spell that is trying to get her to go to meet this person who knew her late mother. And so she finally goes on this carriage ride out into the middle of nowhere. She gets to the gates of the place and sees a bunch of berries on the fence, and nothing is there. It's just an empty field behind the fence, but she can kind of see like a glimmer of magic, like something is hidden in behind the gates. And so she eats the berries and then winds up like phasing herself. She has magic, so she like makes herself like transparent basically, and goes through the gates and winds up in this hedge maze. And then she passes out because the berries were poisonous, and she wakes up at the front gates of this huge manor. And that is all that I've gotten to so far. I'm only on page 28, so I've like hardly read any of this at all, but like I said, I am reading it on my Kindle, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I really liked Phantasma, so I have a feeling that I'll really like this one too. I really like Kaylee Smith's writing. So yeah, those are all of the books that I plan on reading for this week. Thank you guys for joining me on this reading vlog, and I will update you guys with thoughts when I have them. Bye! Good morning, friends. Welcome to Wednesday. It is very gloomy outside. I woke up at 4:30 this morning and it was dumping buckets. So that's what we're working with here. So sorry the lighting is not great, but I do have reading updates for you guys. I didn't vlog much yesterday. I went for a walk in my neighborhood at like 7:30 in the morning, which was so nice. It was beautiful outside, so that was wonderful. And then I had to take my daughter to the doctor for her annual checkup, and that went really well. She was amazing. And while I was on my walk, I listened to more of Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson. So now I am on page 650, which is very exciting. I think I'm like halfway now. So that is very, very exciting. And then another reading update that I have, please hold, coffee break. Another reading update that I have is for Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. I got to page, let's see, 62, chapter 8. And I am thoroughly enjoying my time reading this book. I don't want to say anything if you don't want to know anything about it. That's how I went into it. I just knew that it was following Genevieve, and that's literally all I knew. And I think it's really fun to go into it not knowing much. But I will say there is another game element to this one, which I'm really excited about. That was part of my favorite parts of Phantasma, was the game element. So I'm excited that we have that in this one too. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she's coming out with 2 more books in this series. So I'm not sure who is gonna be like the main character of those, but I am really excited nonetheless to get into them once they come out. But yeah, so the plans for today, I have a lot of dishes I need to do. I have laundry I need to do. Shoot, I needed to send my daughter's birth certificate with my husband so we can make a photocopy of that, but we can do that tomorrow. But yeah, or I'll stop by the library today or something and get it done. But yeah, so I need to do some stuff around the house, and I would love to read more of Enchantra and Skyward, but we'll see how things go. Welcome to Wednesday, and I will update you guys with thoughts on my reading when I have them. Bye! Hello, I don't know what this angle is, but we are just gonna roll with it. I have a reading update for you guys. I read more of Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. So I'm currently on page 156. So I'm like that far into it. I have been reading it on my Kindle, but it is nice to see the progress that I'm making in the physical book as well. And guys, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this book. I loved Phantasma, and I'm loving this one too. I love Genevieve's character, and I sorry, I just got a text. I love Genevieve's character and I love Rowan's character. I think their dynamic is hilarious and it's giving Pride and Prejudice. Like, I just watched that with my husband and Rowan is so like stoic and put together, but then like there are moments where Genevieve will do something and he'll react in a certain way that like is just like and Genevieve is just like spitfire. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. I am not sure whether or not I'm going to continue on with Enchantra tonight or if I'm going to read Hat Atelier Volume 6 because I'm really enjoying that manga as well. Maybe I'll do both. Who knows? Maybe I'll stay up late and do both. Who's to say? Maybe I have a wild hair. Who knows? But yeah, I am really enjoying my time reading what I am reading. I haven't read any more of Skyward or Wind and Truth today because I have been solely focused on Enchantra. It has enchanted me, if you will. So I will continue with those, with Witch Hat and Enchantra tonight probably. And I will check in with you guys in the morning. Hey friends, welcome to the end of the vlog. I have a reading update. So I read, okay, sorry, I had to call my husband and request that he picks up more pull-ups at the store. But I have a reading update. So I read Hat Atelier Volume 6 and I gave it 4.25 stars, I think. So I'm not sure what rating I gave it. I think I gave it a 4.25. It was really sweet. This one was a lot more like character development type thing instead of plot heavy. And the stakes in this one, like it wasn't a lot of action, but it was still really sweet. And then I read like 60 pages of Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. And so I'm a little over halfway done and I am thoroughly enjoying this one. But the tension between Rowan and Genevieve is just wonderful. And I love the game element of everything. And I love that like the stakes are really high in this book and it's not been easy for our main characters to get through it. So yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying my time with that. But I am going to wrap up this vlog here because tomorrow I'm leaving to go to Gatlinburg with my family. So I will not be vlogging or anything. And tomorrow I'll be busy like packing and getting everything ready for us to leave. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.